Hi, this is my review of Solitaria, a solo journal TTRPG. Embrace cozy life on floating islands. I don't even know where to start with this solo journaling tabletop RPG. There are so many amazing things about it. I think a lot of you will consider this the best solo journaling tabletop RPG that you have ever played. You are pretty much playing as a fantasy version of yourself that got transported into this almost like a utopia, where the best aspects of civilization and nature come into harmony. Now let's talk about the quality of the PDF. I only have two criticisms. One, there are a few typos, but they are not a big deal. Usually the use of plural when it should be singular and vice versa, and a few smaller typos such as when it should be asterisk it said asterisk or something like that. But they aren't a big deal, they won't present an obstacle when understanding this PDF. Now my other criticism is that although there are plenty of hyperlinks and bookmarks, there are some missed opportunities. Let's talk about the positive aspect first concerning that. These bookmarks and hyperlinks will allow you to navigate through many sections of the book. By the way, this is also available as a physical book, but if you obtain this as a PDF, those hyperlinks and bookmarks will take you to various sections as you are learning how to play this solo journaling TTRPG. However, in a few instances the hyperlinks are missing. There aren't too many of those instances. So let's say that you are reading the introductory page and it tells you if you want to learn the game, go to this section and you have the hyperlink. If you want to go to this other section, go to page this, and that page number has no hyperlink. So it feels a bit out of place because everything else is hyperlinked. It's a bit dissonant, so to speak. Now when it comes to the general organization, it's good. But this could also be considered a criticism. You are not always exactly sure when the tutorial is about to begin, or if the tutorial has begun. You start to read this book, and you have a method to choose your form of transportation that you employed to arrive to Solitaria. Solitaria is the name of the game world. So you think, oh, this is the tutorial because right now I am making that choice. But then you have some technical explanations, and then you move on, or you are directed to another apparently tutorial section, and you think this is the tutorial, and you start to play, but then you don't have references to the particular sections of the book in order to proceed with the pseudo tutorial. So the way that the game is pulling you in is broken, and then you finally get to the real tutorial. And although it is a good tutorial, again, you don't have the page numbers, the hyperlinks, the mechanisms to facilitate the game aspects that are being explained. But once you get past the tutorial section, then this game becomes amazing, magical. It truly feels as if the entire world of Solitaria comes alive. It feels a bit like Animal Crossing, rather than, let's say, Stardew Valley, where there is combat, there are some other chaotic aspects, so to speak. Here the chaos comes from surprises, from unexpected things, and it has a lot to do with how you experience those surprises, the sorts of emotions and thoughts that come into you. So for example, maybe you arrive to Solitaria, maybe you want to check your mailbox, and you open it using the many tables that foster or promote those surprises, and it turns out that you got an ad. No, not a letter from one of the inhabitants of Solitaria, it's an advertisement selling you clothes perhaps. So you just arrived to this magical place and you are thinking, I was expecting something amazing, magical, mysterious or exciting, and then I got this advertisement for clothes. So you have those funny moments, and that's great because later on, just in the mailbox aspect, then you get some letters perhaps from inhabitants, maybe requesting your help, or maybe just trying to get to know you. And there are so many tables. I am going to be avoiding spoilers, but just let me read some of the things that you can do and that you can experience in this solo journaling TTRPG. You can explore the wonders of Solitaria, from its lush forests to its sparkling seas. You can seek the guidance of the goddess, the benevolent ruler of Solitaria. You can customize your own floating island, your cozy home in the sky. You can set your own goals and pace, collect items, fish, craft items, unlock the secrets of the goddess, earn divine favor. And there are plenty of mini-games that you can play on your own or with other inhabitants of the island. I really like the artificial intelligence aspect. It truly feels as if they are alive. You have 50 oracles in total that will inspire you with ideas, questions, twists. You have a time system with 3 sections per day: morning, afternoon, and evening. Although you can actually move faster, you can do more activities per day depending on certain things that you do during the course of gameplay. And there are seasonal festivals, different legends and stories, so to speak, different traditions. And I have just realized that I am immediately talking about the contents without even noticing it. I didn't make the separation between quality and the content. That's how excited this game gets you about experiencing the game world. Like I said, you have plenty of hyperlinks and bookmarks, although, as I have criticized, they are missing in a few instances. The art is completely otherworldly. Starting with the layout, it is so colorful. A lot of turquoise, strong purple, shades of blue and brown. It truly feels as if you are transported into this magical world. The art style itself, the illustrations, it's anime art. It's a bit on the chibi size, you know, those anime characters that look a bit smallish. But as I played this journaling game, I always felt as if everything was in real life proportions. I always felt as if it was a real thing. So I never felt like an anime character. Perhaps that's just me. But when I interacted with the islanders, as I went through the surprises, the journeys that this game allows you to experience, I felt as if I was actually there, almost like a dream. Because when it comes to the non-player characters interacting with you, especially in the real tutorial, it really pulls you in the present, in the moment. Later on, it's all about you. The solo aspect is quite evident. When it comes to gameplay, you resolve actions in a very simple way. You employ your typical deck of poker cards. You shuffle your deck, and a few of those cards are going to represent the Fate deck. This Fate deck allows you to solve checks, situations, carry out actions. You draw 2 cards from that deck and you place them on the side, giving you a range of success, let's say between 3 and 9. So depending on your result, maybe you draw a card that is 5, so that's above 3, but below 9, you obtain a certain result. You can obtain critical successes, failures, plot twists. It also has to do with the suit of the card that you just drew. And as you are drawing cards to determine the results of various tables that you are using depending on the situation, these cards go into the Fate deck. So the Fate deck never runs out, and you can carry out various actions. Now let me tell you about some of the things, some of the tables, some of the activities. You have a table to determine the season, the weather, planning the day. You can check your mailbox, you can rest, you can craft a custom recipe, you can personalize your home, you can take friendship actions, helping others, just chit chat as well, bartering, gift giving, pen letters, social gatherings. You can consult the island wisdom, you can interact with the spirits, you can foster various relationships. You can farm, you can tend to your farm and your livestock, you can harvest, you can take actions to nurture divine favor, you can fish, you can have a picnic, you can take a stroll, you can investigate, you can carry out recreational activities, you can have a wilderness adventure, you can interact with various creatures, and you can discover new landmarks. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. All of those results, depending on the context, depending on the combination of various existing results, it's always going to be different. To assist you in further fleshing out these results, you have a name oracle, you have a table to determine the family name, you have a table to determine age, the name of the floating island, the species of a creature, the traits, the hobbies, the actions, the relationships. You have a romantic relationships table, the scenes and moods, descriptor, locations, backlash, purpose or quest, so many requests, plot twists, landmarks. You have a mail table, you have rumors table, topic of conversation table, social gathering table, creature feature creator, adverts table, the creature oraclopedia, the tiny version, the small version, the medium version, the big table to determine fish, livestock, common items, rare items, divine items, the crop oraclepedia, that's the table 1 and table 2. You have the forage table, various tables concerning crafting, cooking, obtaining raw materials, tables related to abilities because you can obtain various abilities that will assist you in your actions. And like I said, there are some effects related to energy and whatnot that can allow you to take more actions per day before having to go back to sleep during the night. You have a table to determine the scenario in general, or even strange scenarios. You have tables to determine drama, romance, and favor during a scenario. So overall, what do I think about Solitaria? My highest recommendation. Perhaps it could be the greatest solo journaling tabletop role-playing game that I have seen, that I have experienced. It truly pulls you in. You really feel as if this world comes alive. And there is a shamanic aspect to it all. The game becomes quite personal. The questions that the islanders ask of you, the favors. And when it comes to creating the fictional version of yourself, it really gets you to think about your current life situation, about the past, and about your future. Solitaria gets you into this surreal mood when you understand that this is just a game, but at the same time, it feels like a gateway into a fictional dimension, into an existing world within the fiction, where you are actually interacting with these beings and you go back to your real life. So that's amazing. Just like with any other amazing tabletop RPG out there, it should feel like a portal. This is a portal. You are entering another dimension and you are coming back to the real world, and there is this back and forth, and I love it. It truly feels like something real. Like I said, like a shamanic journey in order to discover many things about yourself and others. Oh, and I also forgot to mention this. When you move your mouse over the different images, the illustrations, you have these little text boxes that describe the illustration, and I think that's great, and at the same time it could be better because you have these perfect descriptions of the characters, the places, etc., but then it says something like, as you can see in this image. I think it would be much better to remove the image part because I was getting pulled in. Oh, so I am looking at the game world. The book is telling me what I am seeing, what I am able to perceive through my senses in the fiction. But then it said in the image, and it got me out of the experience. Suddenly, I remember that I am not actually there. So that's a missed opportunity because just by removing the image part, it would be amazing. You just move your mouse over the images and now you have this in-game, in-world, in-fiction description of the character, the place that you are looking at, or that you are smelling or hearing because you have details about that. Even the taste of things because you are going to be eating in this fictional world. So it truly feels as if a game master is running this solo journaling TTRPG for you. But beyond that, just like with any good tabletop RPG session, you suddenly feel as if you are experiencing the game world. You don't feel as if you are having a conversation with the game master. That's the great thing about Solitaria. Despite being a journaling TTRPG, it truly feels as if you are actually there. And as you are writing your journal, you are making that diary, those log entries about what happened during the day. And it gets you into some really good habits. I would say that there is a high educational value when it comes to this game. It makes you think about the things that you have experienced in your everyday life, in the real world, both in the fictional and the real world. So, reflections, ponderings, a better understanding of what you have experienced in life so far and what you are about to experience. There is truly a very powerful, I would even say spiritual or shamanic value to this tabletop RPG, to this solo journaling game rather, because the experience, it truly feels extremely immersive at times. My highest recommendation, get Solitaria. This is one of those journaling games, or rather journaling TTRPG hybrid experience that you are probably going to be enjoying for the rest of your life. My highest recommendation. Get it right now. Thank you for watching this review. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, the information on how to do that will be in the description below. This has been Abraham El Jaguar, a professional game master. If you want me to run a game for you, please check out the pinned comment below. And remember, master roleplay and you will master the game. Once again, thank you, and see you later.